Many common vegetables that you grow can actually regrow from scraps, and you might be surprised by that. This can be a huge money saver, both for starting a new vegetable garden and for continuing your existing food growing efforts. Making full use of a plant's ability to grow new roots and regenerate is a great way to take advantage of natural processes. It can also assist you in reducing the amount of food waste you generate in your home. Here's some examples of common vegetables and herbs that can be regrown from scraps: onions, garlics, leeks, and shallots, celery, carrots, turnips, beets, and other root crops, lettuce, bok choy, leafy greens, cabbage, basil, mint, cilantro, and much, much more. Celery is one of the most simple plants to regenerate from scraps. Simply cut the bottom of the celery and place it in a shallow container with warm water at the bottom. The bowl should be stored in a bright and relatively warm location, and after about a week or so, the celery will start to grow leaves, which you could harvest as needed or replant in your garden to grow into another full-size plant. Scallions, onions, garlic, leeks, and shallots, all of them can be regrown from the rooting base of the bulb or stem. Simply place a small section of the base in a shallow dish of water. This base section will quickly begin to sprout new green material. These re-sprouting sections can then be harvested once more. Alternatively, you could plant them in your garden. Onions and garlic, they'll produce new single bulbs, while shallots will divide and form clumps, increasing your harvest year after year. For potatoes, you can replant any chunky section of the potato peel or pieces of potato that have an eye on them. Those small indentations from which the shoots grow. And that right there is simply going to grow a new potato plant. Simply take the potato scraps, allow them to dry slightly overnight. Plant them in the soil with the eyes facing up, just like you would see potatoes. After a few days, roots will form. And soon after, you'll notice sprouts growing for the tops of the pieces. When the sprouts reach about 10 centimeters or 4 inches high, cut them off and place them in a container of water with their bases. The base of these shoots will then sprout roots. You can plant these in the soil as soon as the roots begin to grow. For lettuce, bok choy, and other leafy greens, as the leaves regrow, you can often continue to harvest the plants. You can also regrow head-forming lettuces and other leafy crops by simply retaining the rooting section, immersing it in water, and waiting for a second flush of leaves to appear. For root vegetables like carrots, turnips, radishes, parsnips, beets, other root crops, you can very simply regrow these vegetables by saving the tops. That's where the leaves and the stems join on the root. Place the tops in a container of water, and new green tops, they're going to immediately appear within a few days. You can harvest these and then use these greens as they grow. Or you could let the roots grow until the plants are ready to be transplanted back in the ground. Aside from learning how to regrow vegetables from scraps, keep in mind that you can also learn how to save your own seeds and sow them the following year to propagate your crops. Of course, this is another important way to ensure that you get the most out of everything you grow and eat within your home. Seeds should simply never be thrown away. Some are edible in addition to the main edible yield from the plant in question. However, others can be saved, securely stored, and then planted the following year. Some can even sprout right away, depending on the seed. Why shouldn't you tell secrets in a vegetable garden? Because potatoes have eyes, the beans talk, and the corn have ears. These are interesting things with JC.